Hi guys, so today I'm going to be changing the oil in my Kranzle K1322. I've had this unit for about 1.5 years and I haven't done an oil change yet, and I use it every week. So reasonably I should have probably done one by now, close to that. They say after 50 hours your first one. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove it from the shelf, and then we're going to drain the oil out, add oil in, and do the oil change. So mine is on quick connects. These are MTM quick connects. These are the stainless steel ones, obviously. And my reel is the same way. So there we go. You can drain that out without making too much of a mess. This shelf just kind of sits on these triangles, so I should actually be able to lift the unit, yeah, with the shelf attached. Oops, forgot the cord. So here's my unit. We're gonna move this over to the bench. Here it is on the bench. So this is the oil fill on the top. Yours might have a different cap. They actually had 2 different styles. This is the pressure relieving cap, which actually has a dipstick built into it. Looks like that. And then there's also a drain plug on the bottom, which is I believe a 13mm. And on this side, there is a sight glass. And if you look at the sight glass, what you should see is that there's a very small bubble right here in the top. And if we tip this, that bubble will actually like move and oil will move around. But really, you want your oil level to be, so there's just a slight bubble there. The middle of the sight glass is supposed to be the minimum, and the sight glass full is supposed to be the maximum. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this off of the shelf. Even though I could probably drain it with it sitting on the shelf, we're going to take it off of the shelf, and then we're going to do the oil change. So I'm going to screw this back in so I can tip it on its side without making a mess. Stainless steel shelves, the hardware that comes with it has like a wing nut on the bottom. I'm just going to use a pair of pliers and loosen up the wing nut because I've got it a little tight. And I'm just going to take all 4 wing nuts off of these retainers. And this is the Obsessed Garage, like the recommended shelf that they sell on their site for this. Your shelf and hardware might vary, but this is the shelf and hardware kit that they sell on their site for the Kranzle. The Kranzle has been very problem-free. I've had 0 issues with it. I've shortened the cord. I've used it to wash 3 cars almost every week for 1.5 years. So I'd say I've washed a good probably 200 cars. Maybe more, maybe less. And I've had 0 issues. So what we should be able to do now is pick this up off of the shelf. All right, so here we are. I have a 13mm on a ratchet, so we're going to take this plug out. There we go. We will move this. And we will let this drain out. So, it doesn't take a whole lot. It's about 1/4 liter, but actually my oil looks really, really clean. It looks pretty new. Let's just let the rest drain out, and then we can put our plug back in. So the next thing I'm going to do is clean this shelf as best I can. We'll start off, this is McKee's N914. We can just kind of spray it with that. And I would imagine it's going to take a lot of this off, but not all of it. Okay. So now we'll just coat this with a little bit of Dr. Beasley's, and that'll just give it a little bit of a protective coating. All right, so this is a product called Dr. Beasley's Metal Coat. It's a stainless steel or metal protective coating, kind of like a wax for stainless. So we'll just apply this here. This is a rag company applicator, I want to say. I think it's called a Pearl. But we're just going to put this on like that. And now, next we're going to reinstall the pressure washer on the shelf. Okay, so we get this first nut started. All right, so I've got all the wing nuts started. Clean up our mess on our shelf here. Just wipe that off. And then we will get those wing nuts tightened up. So if you kind of cantilever the shelf over the ledge a bit, you can also grab an Allen wrench, but these wing nuts spin pretty freely because all the hardware is stainless. Okay, those two are tight. Now we'll do the back two. Okay, and we'll just wipe everything off here. So now what we want to do is we want to spin it around so you're looking at this side of the unit, because that's where that sight glass is, and you'll see there's no oil in the sight glass. We can add our oil. So we'll take this out. And we have a bottle of Kranzle gear oil, which is this guy here. I bought this from Obsessed Garage, but you can buy it from other places where Kranzle is sold. The part number is 400932. This is 1 liter of oil. This unit takes about 1/4 of a liter to fill it. So what we'll do is we'll get ourselves a funnel, and we need to add oil very slowly to make sure that it goes around and under and we don't end up with any air pockets. So we're just going to use one of these paper funnels. We'll add a little tiny bit. And we'll just kind of let it settle in. Add a little more. We're just trying to be careful not to overfill this, and it has to like go down and around. So we need it to let the air out. So let it settle a little bit more. Still can't see it in the glass. A little bit more. And you can see that little last bit, I went from not on the glass hardly at all to almost all the way to the top of the glass. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this here, we're going to stick this cap in, we're going to check the dipstick on the cap. So we have to screw this in. Careful not to cross thread it, it's all plastic. That. And pull this out. We will take a check. Okay. So what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to tip this back and forth and just kind of make sure that all of the oil is settled down where it should be. Go back again and we'll set it here level and we'll see where we end up. All right. So I've got a little tiny bubble right at the top of the glass, which is exactly where Kranzle says you want to be. So I think I am perfect. So now we're just gonna take a minute, clean this up, see if there's any dust or whatever on it. It's gonna go back on the shelf for another year now. So Kranzle suggests that you change oil after 50 hours and then you also do it annually. Realistically, these are professional machines, and if you're using one in your garage, you're probably not using it enough to need to do it that often. So, but it's not a cheap machine, so you should take care of it like anything else. So we'll put this back. That we can plug it back in to our dedicated 20 amp outlet. Can flip the switch to turn it on, and then we can connect our water. So water in, water out. And then we can test. Take our gun, attach it. Make sure it's primed. A little bit of air in the system. Okay. Working well. There'll still be a little bit of air that comes out of it. There's 100 feet of hose here that it has to clear, but it's working well, holding pressure. We'll test it out, make sure everything is good. We'll make sure we don't have any drips, but that was pretty easy. So thank you for watching, and hopefully you'll have a great day.